Hello, and welcome back to another video. This is the veteran Sherman in Central Park. I am mic'd up, and we're in wide lens 4K, and this foliage. I'm also pointing the camera at myself and the Sherman. I will do another lap right after this, pointing forward. I know that's the signature point of view for this channel, so I will be including one of those. But I'll also be doing this a lot so that you can see the Sherman, but I'm also mic'd up so you can always hear me talking no matter how far away the camera is from my face. That used to be a big deal. I wonder if the camera mic being hidden on my collar means that the wind will not get in the mic, and you should have a nice, steady, clear sound, clear audio video as a result. But I don't know for sure until I watch the video after recording it and finding out along with you guys. So yeah, this is a new chapter. This is Veteran Sherman V3 Part 2 after being rebuilt, and I'm very excited to be back on the Sherman. This is my first time back on the Sherman for a real ride in Central Park ever since the rebuild, ever since the accident. So this is twofold. This is me testing the Sherman, and this is me riding the Sherman for the first time since the accident. So this is a big day. This is a big video. This is a big moment for me. I'm super grateful, super excited. I can already tell that my feet muscles have atrophied during that month of no riding. Even though I rode the 16S a little bit, that's not really enough for the Sherman. So my feet are already a little sore. It will definitely take some time to build that riding muscle back up, I'm sure. I'm sure you don't just get to keep it, you have to work for it. Even a couple of days can ruin your equilibrium, so that's fine. Yeah, my feet are already hurting, so I can tell because I haven't ridden for so long that my muscles have gotten weaker. I almost need to stop for a break. That's kind of crazy that it's happening this quickly. I was able to do multiple laps in Central Park, and I haven't even done a small lap segment yet. I was able to do multiple laps without any pain at my peak performance. So the fact that it's already kind of hurting is saying a lot. I am mic'd up. This is just so cool. I feel like anything I say can be heard now. So I want to make sure that I say good things for you guys here. Helpful, useful, beneficial, interesting commentary. Now that I can't get away with just being all obfuscated by the wind. Oh, look, they're fixing the path up ahead. That's new. We used to be able to get through there, but I guess now they're working on the roads as well. That's pretty cool. Anyway, so far the Sherman is riding incredibly smoothly. I don't hear any sounds. I hope it's not just because I have my helmet on and we're outside and I can't really hear much. But I don't hear any clicking or rattling or anything. I made sure to tighten all the bolts extremely tightly, as tight as they were. I made sure as tight as they were before I took the Sherman apart. The Sherman was really clean inside. I expected more rust and oxidation and stuff, but I did not see anything like that in there. There was only one compartment where there was a little bit of dust in the corner, but that's because the part where the shell had split a little bit was open, and I imagine some dust got in there that night when I was walking the Sherman home. There was also a tiny bit of scraping by the rim shards on the inner shell of the Sherman, but the scraping was only surface level, so nothing perforated or penetrated the actual inner shell, making its way into the batteries. The batteries were still unscathed, without exposure to air or water, so that was nice. The inner shell was scraped, but not badly enough that where I would have needed to change it. It was just scraped just slightly, so I decided to just wipe it down and keep it. It didn't look warped or anything or misshapen. But upon closing the Sherman also, I made sure to tighten the screws just enough. You don't want to strip those screws or over torque them and then have the the placeholders, the parts where it gets screwed in, you don't want those to snap. They're attached to plastic, and when you over torque them, they basically just rip the little parts out of the socket, and it breaks the plastic. So you really just want to torque the shell screws just enough. You don't want to over torque them at all. Just enough, little blue tack if you're worried about them coming loose, and then that's it. Only certain bolts require extreme tightening, and even then you don't want to strip anything, so you really want to make sure that you organically feel what's happening in there when you're tightening those screws. Anyway, here we are, Central Park, 4K UHD, 60 frames, microphoned up, wide lens, and me on the Sherman, fully geared out. Get used to it. The gearing took a long time, so it's going to be a change for me. I used to like to just get on and go, but now strapping up, putting on the gloves, it's a lot. I got to figure out something. Or, if I just had gloves where I can do touchscreen, that would help. But these gloves, while they are very cool looking and protective, it doesn't work for me to touch my phone screen. So that's kind of a pain with the recording and stuff. I need a little shutter remote or something to get me going, because it makes everything a little more complex and weird. Sometimes I almost drop the camera when I'm trying to put on the gloves and hold the camera. I have to turn the camera on first, and then I can just use the volume button to start and stop recording. So that's a bit of a lifesaver. But I'm also worried about the phone falling out of the tripod, so that's kind of an issue. For the most part, though, I gotta tell you. Also, I'll have to do some minor editing with all this twisting up and down. Otherwise, every time I turn the camera towards the Sherman, it will be upside down. So I will have to carve out those little upside down moments, and I'll have to just switch them back right side up every time I rotate the camera. But here we are. I'm on the Sherman. There's a little bit of leaves out here. There's no wetness really, even though it's been raining. It looks like the rain has mostly evaporated. There's not enough leaves for it to be a risky, dangerous situation. But there are a little bit. But it definitely requires being a little careful. But nothing crazy yet. When there's huge piles of leaves, you want to avoid them because of the wheel can slip or whatnot. Even on a scooter, you want to be careful for piles of leaves. It's kind of like sand patches or water patches. So I will avoid huge piles of leaves if I see any. But right now, as you can tell, there really aren't many. I don't know if the park uses those leaf blowers to clean them up, or if there's just the foliage is happening very gradually, so the leaves are the wind is carrying them away before they have enough time to really build up. I'm not sure, but thankfully not a lot of leaves. I love when the road and the path is clear. It allows me to ride safely without issues. And yeah, so it's really cold out. I can feel the cold air coming in through the vents into my breathing area, but I don't mind that because it helps eliminate fog in the lens. Like if I were to stay still right now for a couple of minutes, or a couple of seconds rather, my breathing would instantly fog up the helmet visor. But because it's so cold and the vapor is rushing in there, it immediately defogs, but it also makes my mouth area cold. My lips and my cheeks are a little bit cold right now. Yeah. My nose, maybe a little, makes my nose almost like runny. Yeah. How's it going? How's everybody doing? Leave a like, comment, share the video, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And if you enjoyed this video, please let me know. Say something. Let me know that I should do more of these or something about this video you like that I can make sure I do my other videos. I will be uploading regularly. I hope. I'm going to continue to try to keep the videos coming. Every time I go for a ride, I'm going to try my best to get this camera along with me and set it up as best I can so that I've got good footage to share on my channel anytime there's an opportunity. There was a point in the summer where I was uploading over 20 videos per day, and it really skyrocketed all the statistics on the channel. Exposure, impressions, clicks, views, watch hours, everything was just skyrocketing. So I can do that again and just keep the videos coming. I certainly will, and see if that happens again. Let's see if it's victory by volume, or the videos were in fact great and everyone loved them, or what. I don't know what to make exactly of that success. It was short-lived because I traveled, so I had to stop. But before I traveled, it was just like watching a miracle. It was watching a miracle grow. It was amazing. So yeah, you know, I'm out here. Oh, I forgot I could do this. That's pretty cool. I can just rotate. Oh. Yeah, phlegm builds up a little bit. It's kind of cold out here. I might be a little bit sick still, but I'm coming over it. It's still kind of fighting the good fight here on that. Anyway, folks, what's happening out there? How you doing? Anything new in your life? If you're a fellow rider, anything new? Did you buy a new wheel? Anything you want to share? Let me know in the comments. Big shout out to all the people who leave me comments and thank yous and all that love. It warms my heart when I get that little notification from YouTube Studio that says new comment. I'm like, ooh, a present, a gift. It's totally awesome. So thank you. So yeah, so far I'm doing this lap kind of slow, I know, but hey, that's what's happening today. Doing a little test ride, just make sure the tire was on there well. I mean, visual inspection wise, everything was great, so don't get me wrong. Even on the slow speed and the walking of the wheel, everything looks and feels great. But I'm not about to just hop on the wheel and do 40 after this thing was completely disassembled and put together. Can one inexperienced man really take apart the Sherman in its entirety and reassemble it safely? Well, that's what we'll find out here today by taking it for this awesome test drive. Folks, you know what to do if you're enjoying this video. Boost it up. Boost it upwards for the world to see. Boost it up for me to be propelled upwards on this platform. Let the people know that we have something cool here to share. And if not, so be it. Just watch as much of it as you're able to stomach, and then if you can't watch anymore, then you know what to do. You don't need me to tell you. But I hope you'll stay. I hope you are enjoying, and I'm going to keep trying to make these videos better and better, and I'm definitely having fun riding. And video recording makes the riding a little less fun, or a little more complicated, a little more work, but it's worth the trade-off. It's like, for a little bit of fun taking away, it adds a lot of value in terms of letting my friends and family see what I do, get a feel for it, letting the world join in vicariously to watch and see what's happening and to learn. Maybe some of you are thinking about joining the real life. So, you know, there's a lot of value added by me going through a little bit of extra trouble to film. And filming also gives me that slight small window of opportunity where perhaps one day these videos will be extremely valuable and I will reap the rewards of my labor. So it can be hard work too, mind you. It's not all easy. It's not just a little bit of hard work. There's a lot of time and thought and effort that goes into developing the recording process and learning what to do to make the videos good. So it's not a thoughtless process, but again, it could be much more rewarding than the trouble that it takes if it's done consistently and done well. I do believe that. So anyway, I'm pointing the camera forward here. I'm pointing the camera at me. I love this swivel. I don't know that I have the swivel option here that's letting me rotate the camera lens without having to do much. Just kind of push it with my finger and it just rotates. Yet it's still pretty steady. Yeah. Oh, okay. So big shout out to Marty back for his video on rebuilding the Sherman. That video helped. Huge shout out to Duff, who made a video about replacing his rim. That video was incredibly helpful, probably the most helpful out of the three. There were three videos: Marty, Duff, and Shane. Is it called Shane's World? I know the man is named Shane, a sprightly young fella who did his video on the Sherman tire replacement. And once again, there were certain key moments in that video which I was looking for to learn about something specific. So thank you to Shane as well. Big shout out to Shane. Shane, Duff, and Marty back. I could not have done my Sherman repair or my Sherman rebuild without you guys. I really appreciate the time and effort it took you to make your videos while doing the repair. You could have just did the repair and saved yourself the headache and the trouble, but you actually made sure the camera was positioned, and you made sure you got all the editing done, and then you uploaded. So that's extra effort you did for us. I mean, for yourself too in a way, but for us and for me. And it helped me a lot, and I'm forever grateful. I watched those three videos maybe 4 times each. That's a lot of hours I spent. The videos were, in some cases, an hour or over an hour long, which I thought was long. And you guys talked about how it took you, I don't know, like 20 hours to do the work. And I was like, I'm going to do it in 2 hours flat, because now I know all the steps. And I made sure to watch it a lot. And you know how long it took me? About 20 hours. I have a 6-hour video. I did record everything as well, just like you guys. I am going to upload the video onto the channel, so look for that. I think I'm going to do it in 6 parts. It's about 6 hours. I think an hour per part should be good. So I am going to do that, and then I'm going to upload it. I may just upload one huge video, one 5-hour, 6-hour video too. We'll see how it looks. It's a lot to edit, and it's all in 4K 60, and so it takes up a lot of space. I don't even know if my equipment can handle all that. I might have to buy a new device or something, and just see how it looks and how it works. Oh, this is lap number 2. It's so effortless. Let's just keep going since I have more to say. Yeah, so with the video situation, I keep uploading other videos even though I have that video still in the pipeline, because it's just such a gargantuan video. And I don't know if like people who are about to do this repair for themselves are like, good, give me every minute of video you have, I'll decide what I need. Or if people are like, oh my god, 6 hours, I'm not watching that, I'm not doing this work. So I don't know, we'll see. But if I was on the receiving end of a video like that, I would be delighted. I would want to watch every minute of it if I was about to go into this repair, not knowing what to expect. And overall, I would rate the difficulty of this repair about an 8.9 out of 10. 10 being the most difficult, that no one should ever attempt it. Although I would rate my experience and skill level with this kind of thing and my daring level also about an 8.9 out of 10. So if you're at like a 5, then I wouldn't recommend this repair job for you. Go to someone who's at a 9 and pay them to do it. Someone like me, if I'm free, but I don't think I will be. But Paul Stallone and Samuel Pacheco, who, if you're in the New York City area, I hear good things about them. Diane doesn't really do the repairs himself, but he's very wise and knowledgeable also on the whole veteran Sherman thing. But yeah, Paul Stallone. Oh, and EUC Live. He did mention to me that he is very handy with the EUC repairs and EUC rebuilds. So EUC Live, Paul Stallone, and Samuel Pacheco are some guys who do this for a living, who would absolutely help you put a tire on a rim, or change a rim, or change a motor, whatever you need. These guys supposedly are the best in the business. In fact, if you speak to E-Wheels via email or whatever, Jason will recommend Samuel Pacheco or Paul Stallone. I think there's some sort of connection there. They're affiliated, or they, work passes along back and forth between them. I'm not sure what the arrangement is exactly, but the credibility is there. Do I feel like I can do it and do it well? Well, if my wheel continues to ride well and everything works out perfectly, yes. Based on everything I saw up to this point and everything I did and all of my inspections, I would say yes. I think I did a 10 out of 10 actually. I did a 10 out of 10 job on this. I rated it as an 8.9 difficulty for this job, for replacing a Sherman motor room, because there's a lot of big heavy bolts and precision work that needs to be done when you're doing the disassembly and the reassembly. Like, you don't want to accidentally cut a cable